Hi Soapies, Sherry here from A Misty Dimness AMD soap. Today I am making something new that I have never made before. I am making pine tar soap. This is a recipe that I got from another soap maker whose pine tar soap I absolutely loved. So I messaged her and she very generously gave me her recipe. And just to give you a rundown of what is all in it, it has tallow, coconut oil, avocado oil. She used olive oil. I happen to have some Calendula Infused rice bran macadamia nut oil mix. Or I'm sorry, it's actually olive oil, macadamia oil infusion mixed. So I did make that adjustment in my lye calculator so that I could use that oil. It also has shea butter, castor oil, and her recipe called for mango butter. I do not have mango butter, but I do have Mowrah butter, which is but I did run the whole recipe all the way through a lye calculator just to make sure that I didn't make any errors. And I think she also gave me this recipe in percentages anyways. So I've pretty much stuck to her recipe, just making a few minor substitutions two which I don't think will impact the recipe, but we know that's famous last words for me. The other two things that we're using, this is Calendula Tea, and it has some sugar and salt added to it. It also has my 50/50 Pre-mixed Lye Solution. I am soaping at my usual 3:1 water to lye ratio. So there's that. When the other soap maker makes this, she uses ice. She freezes her calendula tea and then adds her lye to her tea. I don't like adding lye to ice. I just don't like doing it. So I opted instead to use my room temperature master batch lye and use room temperature calendula tea, and we'll see what happens, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and add these. And to the oils, I did add a fragrance. I don't know how well it's going to come through with the pine tar, but this batch is for personal use, so I did want to fragrance it. So I used a Dragon's Blood fragrance oil that is really strong and just amazing smelling. It's probably the best Dragon's Blood that I have ever encountered. So I'm going to go ahead and stick blend this to, she says, until just emulsified is what her directions say. So that's what we're going for. So here I have it just at emulsification. And I'm actually going to switch spatulas for this. And this is my pine tar. I have warmed it up just slightly. And the other soap maker did warn me not to put it into anything that I don't want to keep. So that's why I'm using a plastic spoon and a plastic cup. So that way I can just throw it away. She said that it is almost impossible to clean. And there I go, not being able to do two things at once again. Alright, I think it's as much in there as is going to be possible. So I'm going to use this spoon to stir it. Oh my goodness, I can't talk today. It's a Monday. It is so Monday. So this seems to be stirring in pretty well. I'm not going to hit it with the stick blender. I think I've got it all the way incorporated, and it is thickening it up quite fast, so I'm going to go ahead and start pouring into my mold. For this batch here, I'm using this silicone wave mold that I got a few years ago. Whoa! Okay, she wasn't kidding when she said move fast. See if I can stir that up enough so I can pour it, and breaking the first rule of using these silly things. And we're gonna, oops. So, like I said, I'm making this as a personal batch. So if it doesn't quite turn out perfectly, oops, that's quite all right. Making quite a mess, aren't I? Oops. I maybe should have quit stirring about 30 seconds before I did. Okay, and I probably should have thrown this onto a pan or in another box or something, just so I could tap it out a little bit better. So here we have our pine tar soap. Man, I really can't talk today. Pine tar soap in the mold, and I had enough to pour into one larger sunflower shaped mold. I had started to fill this when I realized I didn't have enough to fill it, so I put it into a little mini cupcake mold, and I'm gonna go ahead and spritz this with rubbing alcohol. You know what? She did not, the other soap maker didn't say if I needed to gel this or not. So seeing as it's in a silicone, that it's all in silicone molds and I'm not going to have to cut it or anything, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it be. And in a few days, I'll unmold it. And I'll bring you guys back when I unmold it. Thanks for watching. If you like watching me make soap, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my other soaps at amdsoap.com, and you can follow me on Instagram at Soapies and Sparkies. Thanks for watching. Stay soapy, friends.